Sunday.
Oh my God, I wish I could do a shot with you, but I can't. Happy birthday.
Why not?
Because I'm freezing my eggs, remember?
Really?
I feel like people either don't listen to me or simply don't care. I'm freezing my eggs. Freezing eggs and freezing my eggs. Freezing my eggs. Freezing my eggs.
Wait, why aren't you drinking?
For the 100th time, I'm freezing my egg.
We are listening to you, girl. Welcome back on the line from LA as a girl who's good as gold, Scheana Shay of Vanderpump Rules. How are you, Scheana? So you're freezing your eggs.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, and what's funny is I'm actually getting ready to go for round 3 this month.
Oh my gosh, congratulations. Has it been a good process?
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I wouldn't be doing it a third time if it was terrible. So it was a great experience both times. And yeah, going for round 3, third time's the charm. Hopefully we get a lot of good eggs.
Well, good. I'm so happy for you and good luck in it. I want to get into Vanderpump Rules. Is it absolutely crazy that you're now one of the last OGs working at SUR?
Yeah, but I guess I kind of always saw it this way. I am a lifer for that place. So as long as there's a show and a restaurant, I will be there.
Well, listen, I mean, you're good as anything. So, I mean, I'm glad you're considering being an OG, and I'm glad it's good for you. But I want to talk to you a little bit because you've had some issues with newbie Dayna, but then you had a very emotional reconciliation, which seems so genuine to me. Let's rewatch that.
I'm not a mean girl. I'm not a bully.
What I've seen so far is showed me otherwise. So what my thing is just like, don't talk about it, be about it. Cool?
Yeah, I haven't been fair to you, and I'm really sorry.
Thank you. Finally, I'm moving on.
Same.
I gotta be honest, this was such a sweet moment between the two of you. Will this truce last, Scheana? Are you chill with Dayna now?
I just talked to her an hour ago. Yeah, we are very good, and I'm excited for you to be able to see that in the later episodes this season.
When you went through that conversation, was it a little hard to sort of apologize or at least say, you know, I've been hard on you? Did you want to kind of combat her, or did you feel like she made good points?
A little hard. I mean, that was very hard to just be completely open and vulnerable. I mean, that was probably almost an hour-long conversation. So there were a lot of things discussed, and she had a full understanding of how I was feeling after that conversation. We went in, did a tequila shot, and ended up making out at Tom Tom that night, and we've been friends ever since.
What is wrong with that? That's the reconciliation I needed. That's what I needed, Scheana. Well, another newbie, Max, has been stirring up trouble since the season premiere. And on last week's episode, Dayna and Max announced their exclusivity, but they might have different definitions on that term. Let's watch.
Exclusive is like basically you're a priority now. Like I care about you. If I go to a wedding and I have a +1, I would like to bring you. I think Dayna definitely taking a little more serious, which is okay.
So, I mean, to an extent, Max is right that you're a little bit, you know, more of a priority, but I feel like exclusive means that you're not making anybody else a priority. Like, what do you make of his definition of exclusivity?
See, there are tiers of dating. There's exclusive, which means you're not sleeping with anyone else. Then there's boyfriend, girlfriend, and obviously, you know, fiance, husband, wife. So they weren't sleeping with other people, but they weren't at the we're in a relationship part yet.
Got it. And do you think that Dayna, well, did you have sympathy for Dayna a little bit the way Max was describing it? Or do you think that they were actually on the same page, just maybe describing it differently?
No, I think I had even said to her that I think that at the time she felt it was more than it was, because Max and I are very close, and him and I had several conversations about it. And he's like, no, we're not dating. Like, we're just like, we're hanging out. Like, I'm just not hooking up with other people. But he never talked about it as like super serious, at least not to me. So when I'm seeing her say like all these things, I'm like, he's saying one thing, you're saying another thing. You guys don't seem to be on the same page, so maybe you should get on the same page.
Well, now that you're good with Dayna, I just want to know, do you think that they make a good couple?
I still think they're just very different people, and I mean, whether I like her or hate her, I don't hate her. I don't hate anybody, but they just didn't seem like the right match. I've seen Max with other girls where I'm like, okay, this makes sense, and with the two of them, it just, I don't know, it just seemed awkward. And a lot of our friends watching it, they're like, it just felt awkward. It didn't seem like there wasn't that like chemistry spark that I've seen him have with someone else.
Well, I want to change the subject and get into Brittany's princess bridal shower, which was epic. Let's rewatch that.
Brittany has princesses at her bridal shower. She's getting married in a castle. She has a pop star boy band member officiating the wedding. Brittany, when you were in high school, did you ever think Lance Bass from NSYNC would marry you?
No.
I mean, this is literally like every pre-teen's dream wedding.
I mean, perfect way to put it. Lance Bass, castles, princesses. Were you a little, did you get ideas for what you want in your next wedding, maybe, from seeing how Brittany was doing it? Were you a little jealous, maybe?
My next wedding, if that even happens, absolutely not jealous. I already had my princess wedding. I don't ever want that again. If Brock and I ever do get married, it will probably be on an island somewhere far away.
Now, I see you've learned the right way, Scheana. I see you've taken into account everything that's happened. Well, Brittany's bridal shower was picture book perfect. Things took a turn for the worse on the groom's side. Let's watch that.
But is it really worth it in the big picture of things to see my friend upset on his wedding day?
No, and that's why I brought it up at Peter's birthday.
It seems like some kind of motive, some kind of like,
I
all
don't
you had to do
go
right
out of
now.
my way to try to sabotage you, bro.
I'm not even having my own mother at my wedding because I don't want to deal with her. Do you think I'm gonna have you there? I can't have you at my wedding.
I mean, I've gotten a lot of DMs and tweets and people's opinions. Where do you stand on this Jax-Tom drama? Who was right and who was wrong?
I do see parts of both sides. I get where Jax is coming from, where he's like, look, as like my best friend and best man, if you saw all these things 6 months ago, why didn't you bring it to my attention sooner? But I completely see where Sandoval's coming from, which is kind of where I'm coming from, or was, where I didn't really look into it that much. I just took their word for it. They said they spoke to him, all was good, and everyone moved on. So I didn't look into anything personally, and I feel like Sandoval kind of felt the same way. He thought everything had been handled, and then when he realized it wasn't, he's like, okay, now I need to say something. So I see both sides, and I don't necessarily want to take one, but I think Sandoval absolutely was looking out for Jax's best interest, and I think he was just really trying to be a good friend.
Well, and Ariana seemed, super upset about everything that was going down. She was clearly emotionally affected. Do you know how she has been since then and has handled it? Is she doing okay?
She's doing okay, yeah, but as far as where they're at with Jax right now, that's a question for them.
Yeah, I'm sure that is. Well, in the preview for tonight's episode, it seems like Sandoval has flown to Kentucky. Will we see the two reconcile?
I think so. I don't know. I mean, he was at the wedding, in the wedding. That's not a secret. There are photos everywhere. But I haven't seen the episode yet, so I don't know how the conversation went. I was kind of in my own single world in Kentucky with Kristen that weekend.
Right, no, absolutely. And do you think it was a little harsh for Jax to uninvite Sandoval originally to the wedding, or did you agree with that?
I mean, to disinvite one of his best friends of a couple of decades, I think was just an immature reaction because he knew he wanted Sandoval there, but then he had him there and now he's saying he regrets it, so I don't know. I mean, it was his wedding, so whatever he wanted was going to be what went, but I think Sandoval absolutely should have been there, and I know he really wanted to be.
Well, I want to get back to the preview because your comment to Brett about Charlie seemed to have backfired. Let's watch.
If Scheana did tell you something in confidence, why did you come and tell her something that she said to you in secret?
So I'm getting scolded for being honest? That's dope.
Okay, well, you can write it in your diary.
I mean, no lack for drama on Vanderpump Rules. Scheana, what can we expect on tonight's episode?
I mean, you'll see that full confrontation with Brett. He was putting words in my mouth and said that I said Charlie was untrustworthy. And I was like, first of all, I never said that. If I said anything, I said, I don't trust any of you new people because I don't know you guys well enough. But he was just putting words in my mouth, and I thought kind of trying to stir up drama when there didn't need to be. Charlie and I have always been good. We've never had an issue. That was the only semi-issue we ever had, but she believed me and knew that that wasn't something I would have said about her. I was simply looking out for Brett, who had told me multiple times he wasn't attracted to her, wasn't interested in her, but then all of a sudden is like, I'm going on a date with her. And I'm like, okay, so are you fake or what is it? Like, you said you didn't want to date her, but now you're going on a date with her asking my advice, so pick a lane.
Curious to see what happens to Brett this season. I will say that. Scheana, thank you so much for being. Yeah, right. Thank you so much for being here today, Scheana. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, babe. Vanderpump Rules airs tonight and every Tuesday night at 9/8 Central on Bravo.